Hey guys, welcome back. So we are in a really dry time for Halo right now, and the only way that I can think of to make it more moist is to talk about what we might see from it this year. So 2018 should, hypothetically, be a pretty damn good year for Halo, from Halo 6 to the Halo TV show, to maybe even a spin-off. We are going to discuss all of this stuff and the likelihood of it happening today. First off, I want to officially announce that my Patreon is now live. Yay! To launch it, I'm giving away 1 month of the Xbox Game Pass to one lucky patron. Now, I think I did a pretty good job with setting up the different tiers. Each one has a unique flood name, which, I don't know, I thought was pretty cool and pretty relevant. Basically, the reason that I'm doing this is that I graduate university in June, and the plan is to make YouTube my full-time career. It's something that was, only ever a ridiculously distant pipe dream, but now, thanks to you guys, it's become a reality, and this Patreon is a way for you to support me through the highs and the fucking lows of YouTube and all of the stuff that they throw at us while I do it full-time. Of course, only if you choose to. Also, I did have some people asking if they could donate to me via cryptocurrencies, and the answer is definitely yes if you want to. On screen right now are my Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum codes, and in the description are my Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum addresses, along with the Patreon link. So, let's get to Halo. Let's start off with Halo 6, the obvious one. Now, I will be very shocked if we don't even see a small glimmer of this enigma of a game at some point this year. Now, I think you'd be pretty safe to put some money on the fact that it's going to get shown off, or at the very least teased at E3 this year, but I'm still a full believer in the game coming out this year with just a shorter marketing cycle. Reason being, Microsoft have gotten a shitload of flack recently for announcing games way too early, and then having them being cancelled or just eternally delayed. And the last thing they're going to want to happen in the wake of all of this mess is their flagship title getting announced too early and then having people either forget about it or even risk it being delayed. Instead, my money is on them announcing it at E3 this year with a November 2018 release date and a short, frequent marketing cycle, where there's new stuff, new information or videos or pictures coming out every week or so until release to really keep the game fresh in people's minds. But then again, I'm just looking for anything that's going to pull us out of this immense dry spell that we're stuck in right now, so maybe I'm being too optimistic. I did hold a poll on Twitter, and a majority of those who voted seemed to think that Halo 6 was going to be coming out in 2019, so maybe I'm spending too much time looking at the half-full glass instead of the half-empty one. I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, speaking of something that got announced way too early, let's talk about the Halo TV show, shall we? This little teasing bastard was announced by 343 and Steven Spielberg almost 5 fucking years ago. 5 whole years. And we just got our annual reminder that yes, it does still exist somewhere on a whiteboard within Showtime's offices. But no, for real, we actually just got a new development on the show, and it's the first one in years with an actual level of substance to it, which could mean that maybe we're getting closer to it becoming a reality. And no, that is definitely not the fucking TV show, that is definitely not legit, but this is. David Nevins, the CEO of Showtime, the network producing the show, confirmed recently that the show is absolutely still in development, still moving forward, and that he's encouraged by what he's seen so far. Great, but I mean, that's nothing we haven't heard so far, right? Well, he goes on to say that he's seen actual scripts for the show, and that it's still live action and will satisfy the fans of Halo, and also Showtime's drama audiences. So this is pretty fucking huge. We now have confirmation that a script exists for the show, which is the first major step that we've taken forward in about 5 years since its announcement. But what does this mean for Halo this year? Well, obviously, if the show's finally coming along, it could mean that we'll see something from it this year, and honestly, I do have a small inkling that we might do. As of E3 this year, we'll have seen literally nothing from the show in 5 whole years. And I know that every year people always say, yeah, this will be the year we'll see a trailer, this will be the year we get an actual trailer for the show. But given that Halo 6 is hopefully on the horizon, I genuinely feel like we'll get something this year, be it at E3, or when they announce Halo 6, or just some fucking random Wednesday, my dudes. Whether or not it's going to align with Halo 6 and be a sort of precursor to that, or a completely separate thing, I don't know, but I just fucking hope that we see something of substance from it this year, because if we go for 6 years without seeing anything, I mean, people are already going crazy after 5 years. Imagine adding 1 more year to that. But what if we get nothing from either of these this year? Well, if that unlikely event does come to pass, then don't lose hope just yet. Remember that leak I made a video about like a week ago? Well, it now has even more credence. I mentioned in that video how the part of the leak about the Coalition and Perfect Dark had already kind of been confirmed, and now it turns out that the Fable leak has also been confirmed, so this whole leak might just be perfectly legit. According to Eurogamer, only 3 days ago, sources close to the Fable reboot have confirmed that the UK developer Playground, who also make Forza, have been tasked with working on it by Microsoft. So, not only did the leak say that Fable was coming back, but that it was going to be developed by a UK developer, and it got both things bang on. Now, granted, Fable was always made by a UK developer, but still, it just adds to the growing list of things the leak was absolutely 100% correct about. So what does this mean for Halo in 2018? Well, let's just say that the impossible happens, and Halo 6 doesn't end up coming out this year. Do you really think that 343 and Microsoft will let the game industry go a whole 4 years without a first-person shooter Halo game? To me, that seems highly unlikely, so what I'm expecting is that the second Halo game this leak talks about could maybe come out this year, and would sort of act as a prequel to Halo 6, a game that kind of bridges the gap between Halo 5 and Halo 6, sort of like how Metal Gear Ground Zeroes set the stage for Phantom Pain. Now, to add even more credence to this theory, I hate to go all fucking Halo follower on you guys, especially after recent events, but I'm gonna briefly cover this anyway. So, Frankie was asked recently on Twitter about Halo 6, and when asked to share one colour from the latest level, he said default texture grey. Now, this is very likely just a fucking joke, and take this with a huge mountain of salt, but default texture grey is the pattern applied to an object before it's had textures and, I think, also shaders applied to it. Now, if the levels in Halo 6 aren't textured yet, I highly doubt that it's going to be coming out this year, and it might mean that we're gonna get a prequel this year, but like I said, take this with a fucking humongous mountain of salt, because it's probably just a meme and I'm getting played right now, but you never know. You can never be 100% sure about these things. I thought it was just something that was worth bringing up. So, what do you guys think that we're going to get from Halo this year? A TV show? Maybe even a game if we're lucky? Let me know in the comments. Also, don't forget to go and have a look at the Patreon too if you feel like giving your boy a hand financially, or maybe even just entering the giveaway. I would really appreciate it. So, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.